Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I release a Legacy video every Friday. Hello everyone, Martin here back with another Legacy video. This is my first video I'm recording since the banning of Fantastic Horror. As of recording, that was yesterday. Today, just a couple of hours ago, Bilbo Thief in the Night was made part of the Legacy format. So I'm trying out this Doomsday Tempo deck with 2 copies of Bilbo. I do apologize already for the mismatched artworks here, but these copies were hard to come by in these wee hours of the card being legal. So this is basically a development or a furthering of the Tempo Doomsday I played quite a lot. I want to say like 6 to 8 months ago before the printing of Flow State. So let's just quickly talk about Bilbo. He is sort of another version of Dreadhorde Arcanist, right? So here we have a blue card instead of a red, and Bilbo is a 2/2 rather than a 1/3. Then Bilbo has, well, they are quite different. Like, Dreadhorde Arcanist gave you a card for free as long as it costs 1 or 0 mana and it was an instant or sorcery. Whereas Bilbo asks you to pay the cost of the card again. So if you want to like cast another, like say a Ponder, it's going to cost you blue mana even with Bilbo. Bilbo also allows you to cast artifacts. So I have chosen not to play with Baubles, but Baubles that's obviously a great combination with Bilbo. You get basically the it's like an Emery or a low risk effect where you get to rebuy a bauble every turn. But what we do get to do is we get to like replay the brainstorms, the ponders, the thought seizes. Now, Bilbo also gives you a rebate on spells that aren't cast from your hand by 1 colorless. So if we are buying back a Flow State is going to cost 1 instead of 2 mana here. But yeah, I don't know how well positioned this deck is going to be. I don't know what the format's going to look like, basically. I really liked playing Tempo Doomsday when there was a lot of Tron / sort of Karn Forge decks in the format. That hasn't really been the case during the Fantastic Horror era, but we'll see. And yeah, basically in the sideboard we have some answers for other combo decks and like colorless stuff, and then a bunch of fair stuff to bring in the tempo matchups where we probably don't want to be Doomsday. But yeah, let's go jump into a league. All right, we're on the, rather on the draw here. Oh, this is almost good enough. I think I have to mulligan this. It's pretty close though. Okay, I'll keep this and probably bottom. I think it's between Petal and Street Wraith. I think it might be the Petal. And let's see how we do. Okay, it's the Marsh Flats Mirror. Badlands, so probably Reanimator. Thoughtseize targeting me. Okay. We'll see. If they're a combo deck, which Badlands into Thoughtseize, they probably are, they probably take Ponder here. Unless they have a really slow hand, in which case they might take Tameo. Yeah, okay. They take the Ponder and pass. Ooh, Force of Will. Let's cycle the Street Wraith, really hoping for a blue card so that I can develop this Tameo. And we do get one. Yeah, and this is not a matchup where I mean, obviously it's not ideal to pitch the Thassa. I'm not playing a secondary win con for Doomsday. But I don't mind it that much. We have a copy of Orcish Bowmasters. We have 2 copies of Murktide Regent. We have 2 copies of Bilbo. So we have other win conditions. Okay. It's like they're passing. I think I am supposed to play out the Delta here. Well, maybe not now that I found the Dark Ritual. Okay. Well, let's attack and just pass. Next turn, we can Dark Ritual out the Force of Will if we were to be so inclined. They probably get a Surveillant here and hope to hit one of their creatures. It's a green splash. Okay, they keep a card on top. What's this? Barrowgoyf. Okay, guess I was wrong. I think I'm gonna crack the clue here. Might be that I hit a daze or something, or another blue card that I feel like giving up force for. Flow state. Okay. Now I'm not so confident about now I'm not so confident about this. Alright, I'm gonna let this Baragoi resolve, and then I think I'm gonna play out the Thassa and then chump block with Thassa next turn. Or I try and do something else here. Okay. So let's say this is slightly risky if like if I go Dark Ritual Doomsday pass, then my like Thassa's Oracle is in my hand. But they would need 2 discard spells next turn. Because I can Force of Will pitch Flow State. And there's no way I can turn on the Tamiyo, or sorry, turn on the Flow State here post Doomsday. There will be a sorcery, but no instant. So basically, we can Dark Ritual Doomsday, and then we can draw the first card of the pile either by casting Flow State or by attacking with Tamiyo and then like cracking a clue. You know what? I might just get a little bit greedy here and wait a turn. Brainstorm is probably a card I'm interested in drawing. What just happened? Oh shit! That's not how that works. Oh my god, no. I thought I was resolving a brainstorm. Yeah, I just put Snow-Covered Island on top of my deck, or Snow-Covered Swamp. So that's not good. Okay, let's attack here. Get our clue. At least we'll have an extra land next turn, so we could go crack the clue, draw into the first card of the pile, still have a mana. I'm happy to not see any pre-combat things happening here. Of course, if they have graveyard interaction, we're just opening ourselves up to that by putting the Thassa in the graveyard. And they're just passing. Okay. Smells like a Bowmasters if you ask me. Oh, look. A basic swamp. Is there any reason to... Okay, let's just see here. So we go Dark Ritual Doomsday. Then they flash in Bowmasters. Or they could also have Murktide, or Endurance, I guess. If we believe this deck is playing main deck Endurances. But if they go for Bowmasters, and I go to 8 from Doomsday, go to 7 from the Bowmasters, crack a clue, go to 6, draw Brainstorm, go to 3, then Brainstorm draws, I have to cast Consider, go to 2, cycle Edge of Autumn, go to 1, but then I win. I think that's okay. I don't think I'm attacking here. I'm going to be flipping the Tamiyo anyway, so I guess it's free. But in case they have something that can ambush it here, I think I'm just going to go for it. And I can't really Force of Will because then I can't win with Brainstorm. Let's go say Doomsday. Alright, so Clue's going to draw the Brainstorm. Brainstorm is going to draw Consider, Edge of Autumn, and LED. And then the Thassa is the bottom card. Yep. Yeah. Endurance cooks me here. But I guess that's just gonna have to be the cost of doing business. Okay, so we put Brainstorm on top. Crack the clue. I guess if they like Endurance right now. Oh, I see green mana. It looks like it is Endurance. Or maybe they're just messing with me. Let's cast Brainstorm. Saw in half. If that creature dies this way, its controller creates 2 tokens that are copies, except their power is half that creature's power and their... Why are they doing this? Saw in half. And they're targeting their Barrow. If a creature dies this way, its controller creates. So they get 2 Barrowgoyf like tokens. I don't think this matters. Oh, that's pretty sweet. All right, so let's put back flow state and consider Tameo flips. And the Barrowgoyfs will be lethal even if I plus here because I'm going to have an artifact in the graveyard soon. So let's hope they don't also have endurance. Sack this snow-covered swamp to cycle the edge and sack the LED. Yeah, okay. So they concede. So we're up against some kind of Naya. Is that the wedge? I think so, right? Green, red, and black. We're up against some kind of soupy Naya aggro deck, maybe? I'm not sure how to categorize it exactly. Don't really know how I want to pivot and in which direction. I think they're probably a better sort of fair deck than I am. But maybe having a couple of removal spells is worth it. It's like maybe having a long goodbye and a brazen borrower, and we can board out the LED and the consider. That might not turn out to be wise, but I do like I do want to respect stuff like endurance here. Yeah, let's try this. Okay, this is a hand I'm pretty interested in. They mulligan to 6. I think if they Thoughtseize me here, I'm supposed to let it resolve, but it is very tempting to just force pitch Ponder and then have like Tameo and Brainstorm in my hand alongside Doomsday. Carpet of Flowers. Okay. I mean, that's not ideal, but I don't think I'm going to point my force at that. And I think I will deploy Tameo here and try and flip her next turn. You could argue that I should just play Delta and then not give them the mana on their next turn, and then like fetch Surveil and then try and go for Tameo plus flip on the next turn. So I'm basically giving them a mana in order to get a clue. Not sure if that's the way to hit the boogie here. Green mana. Malevolent Rumble. Okay. That gets to probably take Barrowgoyf. Chooses Barrowgoyf. Yep. That's probably something I'm interested in pointing my force of will at. Nethergoyf, I guess, will have to be okay. Their hand is Barrowgoyf plus 2 unknown. Undercity Sewers. Okay. Here comes Tameo. And I will flip her here. But if they play smart and try and cast Barrowgoyf before the next draw step, or the next combat step, and I force it. Oh, easy there, big fella. Wow. Okay, let's get rid of. Let's. So we could just try and win here because that plays right into endurance. So I probably am not going to do that, but because we have both a cycler and we can cast 2 dark rituals, so also crack the clue. So I could just. Oh no, never mind. I didn't keep in the LED, so that's not a line. Okay, let's put back 1 dark ritual then, and the Undercity Sewers. Tameo flips, and plus her. And I think I will get basic swamp here. And let's cast the Doomsday. Thassa, Cavern of Souls probably. They might have Pyroblast and stuff. Street Wraith, is that right? Lotus Petal maybe? So let's see here. If I just put Lotus Petal as the top card, then I play Petal, tap that in the swamp, crack my clue, and then I draw the Street Wraith, and then Street Wraith can draw the Cavern, and Thassa can be drawn with Edge of Autumn, and then there's like one card left. So if they just sit on like a something annoying like an Abrupt Decay or something, I don't think they will, because I think they're gonna like play out cards next turn. But then Thassa gets cooked. And here's where having so few like of the plastic mana here is a problem, because I could also like spend this Ponder if I had another Petal. So yeah, let's just walk through this. My draw step draws one card, the Clue draws another card, the Edge draws a third card, and Street Wraith draws a fourth card. So the fifth card is still going to be in the deck. I don't think I can really get rid of that. Oh, you know what? I could rebuy the Edge of Autumn. That's actually something, right? Depends on whether or not they're able to like put 3, or rather put 2 on Tamio. But I don't think they will. They would need instant, because I'm not going to give them a creature. Okay. And then if we rebuy the green card, look at this, look at the flavor text. Return targeted instant or sorcery card from a graveyard. If it's green, add 1 mana of any color. So we could add Thoughtseize. We could also just add a second blue card in case we're... Yeah, maybe that's better, life total wise. Let's just grab Daze, I guess. Okay, let's try this. I may have overthought things here. Okay, and I think I might just put Daze as the top card so I can edge into it if for some reason like the shit hits the fan and I have to double force. So let's just see here. So we cycle Edge as the first thing we do. That draws us. We've drawn Daze for the turn. We cycle the Edge into the Street Wraith, cycle Wraith into the Petal, crack it for Clue, buy back Edge. Yeah, let's try this. They make black mana. Hope this. Yeah, that's just Barrowwolf. That's fine. If they have that Saw in half, that can grow the Nethergoyf. Also, if this hits, it hits a Wasteland. So that was a bit lucky. Yeah, I think maybe I built my pile a little bit soft here. They are attacking my life total though, so I guess that doesn't matter. I'll have to fight over something like a Pyroblast on the Tamio here, because I've made myself dependent on Tamio. Alright, let's try this. Oh, okay, no, I was just saying something's happening here. So I'm going to cycle the Edge of Autumn off of Snow-Covered Swamp. And then I'm going to cycle the Street Wraith. I'm going to play the Petal. And then I'm going to crack the Clue. This will draw the Thassa. Okay, then I'm going to buy back Edge of Autumn here. I'll make a blue mana, I guess. And then I'm going to cycle the Edge into the Cavern. Hey, presso. Alright, sweet. That was a fun way to win. Alright, off to round number 2. On the play for round number 2. Yeah, okay, I'll keep this. Ideally, this was not a tap land, but I guess getting Surveil is also kind of nice. Cavern of Souls. Think I might. No, I think I'm gonna put that away. I mean, if they want a Force of Will Tamio, I think that's okay. And oh, Lotus Petal, okay. And I don't like if they Wasteland me here. I really don't want that to happen. Murktide, don't hate it. Okay, I'm gonna play out the Wasteland to not get dazed. And that kind of puts them under pressure if they want to get like under city sewers here. Okay, Tamio's in. Nothing on my end of turn. Smells like the mirror here, but we'll see. Brainstorm with a fetch land. Flooded Strand, however, does not get basic swamp, so they are kind of priced into fetching a non-basic here. If it is the Doomsday Mirror. Okay. We're getting to untap with Tameo. Flow State. Yeah. It's kind of not doing a lot right now, but could be worse. Alright, let's attack. I think I might just want a flow state here to find another land that gives them like the land next turn under this gives them the fetch basically, but I still think that's okay. Might be a pretty big deal, but okay. Ooh, some good cards here, but I think taking the Scalding Tarn is correct. All right, pass over to you. Okay, they wanted the top card anyways. Must have been a good brainstorm. Oh, it's not Doomsday. Is it Sneak and Show? Yeah, it looks like it. Ponder, okay. So what am I most worried about wastelanding next turn? If there is a next turn. They shuffle, okay. Happy to see that. Flow state, yeah, sucks. Okay. But I have my own card advantage engine here, so. Alright, I will surveil once more. Ponder. Yeah, I'll take the ponder. This lets me flip Tameo. But I am pretty concerned about what's going on over there. I'm going to shuffle these. Bilbo, Thief in the Night. You don't say. I think I'm almost tempted to say I think I'm supposed to Dark Ritual here and crack my clue to flip Tameo, I mean post-combat, so that I can also wasteland them. So I might just do that. This is not really the ideal way to spend resources, but I worry if I just tap out to crack my clue and I don't at least cut them off of 1 mana, it's making my days a lot worse. And I don't think this Dark Ritual is going to be what's going to win me the game. This is also turning on Murktide a bit more, I guess. I might also get lucky and hit a Thoughtseize here. Let's crack this clue. This is going to flip Tameo. Lotus Petal. Okay. Alright, let's plus the Tameo. I think I'm going to play out the Bilbo. I have a feeling the game is going to end on their next turn. I don't think this daze is going to hold up, but in case it doesn't, it's going to be sweet having Bilbo. Force of Will pitching Force of Will. Yeah, okay. That gives me a little bit of encouragement that the game is not going to end next turn, but I mean, who knows. So I'm going to Wasteland their Volcanic, I think, and then I'm going to play out LED, just because this gives me a chance to crack the second clue. So like I could sack a land to cycle Edge of Autumn, maintain priority, then sack LED, and then crack a clue. So, damn. I wonder if they just drew that or if they had it. What's the play here? Because sacking the LED is gonna like throw days away. I mean, I guess I will daze here. It might be that they're putting in it might be that they're putting in the a sneak attack here. Yeah. I don't know that I'm ready for this. To like throw away my hand here. Or they just veil instead. So what? Cycling the edge and not cracking the LED means I have to hit exactly Force of Will on top of my deck. If I hit something that's not Force of Will, and then I've lost. If I also sack the LED, then I have to hit both Force of Will and a blue card as the top 2 cards. I don't know what the odds are like But I'm gonna cycle this edge, just try and Hail Mary, looking for a Force of Will. Ah, there's a Doomsday. All right, I guess I will. What will I do here? Put in the Murktide? Yeah, I guess I'll put in Murktide. If they put in a Traxler or something, it's like a turn to block. I don't think it's gonna matter, but okay. They have Omniscience and a stock up, so that very likely means they have one here. I won't concede until I see. Yeah, okay, there's Traxler, sure. I guess I'll let them show me the top 10 cards of their deck. Lorien revealed. Emrakul, yeah, that didn't really reveal a lot. Okay, so this is like Sneak and Show with Green Splash. So they probably have Mysterized Village. So I think I want the second Bowmasters, and I certainly want the two Dothies. And then I think I can probably do without Murktide Regent. And I'll cut the LED and the Consider. And then I need to cut like one more thing. It might be a Bilbo, but I'm also kind of interested in seeing how Bilbo performs here. So maybe I'll cut an Underground Sea. Yeah, I think it's okay to cut a land here. All right. Well, that was not the way it was supposed to go. Um, I'll keep this. And I don't think I cycle the Street Wraith here. I don't think there's anything I can hit that makes me want to not Undercity Sewers first. Flow State. Let's put that in the graveyard. Turns on the second Flow State in my deck if I ever get an instant. And I'm kind of in the market for a second black source to cast this Dothy. Lotus Petal. There is the second black source. Okay, I'm kind of hoping that they aren't just ready to send next turn. This means they can never flow state profitably, which is nice, I guess. Okay, Thundering Falls. Please put in a fatty in the void. Okay. Oh shit! They did it! They put Omniscience into. Wow. I guess Omniscience, like my deck isn't a very good Omniscience deck, but still, really? Okay, maybe they're just winning now. Okay, no stock up. Yeah, I guess you can stock up. Second Force. I think I will. I don't think I can give this up. I think I am going to try and cast the Omniscience. There's a Bowmasters. That's also not a bad card. Guess I'll play out Wasteland. Yeah, sacking the Dothy. I'm gonna try and cast this Omniscience. Okay, that's in. Guess I will. This is tricky, right? If I take out the Thundering Falls, and they don't have another like blue land, then the Pedalist are one shot at like doing something with blue. But Ancient Tomb is certainly the more potent thing. All right, I'm gonna cast this Ponder before I do anything else. There's Bilbo and Force of Negation. Yeah, I think I just take the Force and then Bilbo next turn. We can chill. And I think I just kill their. I think I do take the Ancient Tomb here. All right, pass. Okay, so they had another blue duel. I think I'm gonna cast this Orcish Bowmasters. I think I will target myself because I think they have Veil of Summer. I don't want to like start fighting over that now. Okay. We know there's a polluted delta on top of the deck, so next draw step is not going to be too exciting. But if I get to untap with Bilbo, I can like ponder at least. All right, let's cast Bilbo. Bilbo's in. This is not beyond the realm that they have 7 cards in hand. They're drawing up to 8 right now. It's not beyond the realm of possibility that they could beat my 3 counter spells, but show and tell. Okay, Force of Negation. Veil of Summer, Force of Will, Flusterstorm. Okay, so now if they also have a pitch force, then they get to resolve their show and tell. Let's see. Okay, they're all targeting my force of will. They should have probably split some of them onto the force of negation. So I'm just gonna, because this is gonna potentially cost them a card here off the veil. So I'm gonna force of will the veil again. Okay, veil is forced. My force of will is forced. And now my force of negation is gonna get their show and tell. Sweet. Alright, let's play this delta here and let's attack. And now Bilbo triggers. First trigger, I'm gonna target the. You may cast an artifact. So how do I choose? Click this. No? Alright. I will choose the flow state. And I will have to pay 1 for this. Okay, sweet. Force of Will and Thoughtseize. GG's opponent. I don't think there's a way back for you here. Let's just take your best card that you have left for no mana. How about that? Stifle. Holy cannoli. Okay, I'll take a ponder. Alright, they concede. Stifle, huh? Trying to get get the Doomsday. I wonder if I'm even supposed to be Doomsday at all, right? Like the way this, like them showing me Stifle and Flusterstorm and Veil. I think I might just want to be more in on some creatures. They didn't show me any creatures, but they could be playing Hexing Squelcher. I kind of forgot about that. So maybe we're supposed to like have a Long Goodbye and a Brazen Borrower. Alright, I am going to board out the Doomsday package here. Those 8 cards for these 8 cards. Consign of Memory is probably not good enough. I mean, yeah, if they have exactly Show and Tell, Atraxa, and nothing else in their hand, and I have Consign of Memory, then I quote unquote just have to beat a 7/7 Vigilance, Lifelink, or Flying, whatever. But I don't think it's good enough. Ooh, no lands. I'm gonna have to mulligan this one. Okay, keep this. Bottom C. Onda de C. I think I still go for Dothy here. Off of Dark Ritual, probably? Or is that true? No, maybe I ponder and then look for some more mana next turn. What's this? Are they red blasting this? Sure. Okay. That is fine. Hedge Maze. Okay. Happy that's not Mistrise Village. Puts a card on top and then ponders into that card. Sure. This would be a nice time to draw a Thoughtseize. Bowmasters. That's also kind of nice. Think I will actually spew my ritual here to get both of my creatures into play. Yeah, I think I'm more worried about them countering the Bowmasters, so I'm going to play that last. Okay. Okay, let's hope they can't send it right now with Force or Veil backup or whatever. Flow state. So that was why they were so anxious. Okay. To Pyroblast, yep. Flow state is a heck of a magic card. How about a Thoughtseize? Bilbo, Thief in the Night. Yeah. I think I attack here rather than keep up the thing. Like, not keep up, but like cast Flow state. So, what I could do here is cast Bilbo. That means I'm like cold to ascend plus Spell Pierce. No, I think I will actually cast Bilbo. If I don't cast Bilbo, I can force, and then if things go badly, I can maybe Brazen Borrower, an Omniscience or something. Okay, they're surveilling. Just getting their F6 value. They put a what? They put a Traxa into exile. Okay, that probably means I'm dead now. Yeah, here comes. Oh, it's a stock up. It's just stock up. It's just stock up. Holy moly! If I get to a Traxa them next turn, that's insane. I mean, they probably will have Force of Wilford or whatever, but still, they played their land drop, so like they don't get to Pyroblast this Atraxa unless they have Petal. I get a flow state. I think I just take that flow state right now. How about oh, this is? I guess I have to hit a land to then be able to flow state again, and I don't. Okay, I think I'll take another flow state and maybe like Tameo, or is it Murktide? Yeah, I'll take Murktide. Okay. Let me just see that I didn't miss it here. Okay, I am gonna go for this. This can't be Flusterstormed. It can't be Force of Negation. Oh, it can be Stifled. So that's why they were okay doing it. Okay, that's pretty sweet. And now I don't get any value off of my Bilbo because I didn't hit a land off that flow state. Yeah, I can't do it. Okay, well, that was probably pretty decisive. Now my friend is gone. Uh-oh. Is this sneak attack? Show and tell. I think I force pitching flow state, but they probably have me here. They can have this covered in a multitude of ways. Okay. Force pitching, force, what was pitched? Force pitching brainstorm. Okay. Yep. So I'm going to put in Murktide. Oh, it's Omniscient. Oh no. Brainstorm. Okay. And they don't have green mana. I guess that doesn't matter. They can just cast they can cast the Veil off of Omniscience here. I am going to target them. And they resolved that brainstorm super duper quick, so I think they found what they were looking for. Yeah, stock up. Yeah. Well, I mean, that sees two of the same cards, but still, they probably find it. Another brainstorm. Okay. Yeah, I still target them. Yet another brainstorm. Okay, so now they have to find the Veil, basically. And they concede. Wow. How about just getting away with that one? All right, cool. 2-0 off to round number 3. All right, this is on the draw here for round number 3. This is a kind of mediocre hand. The LED is not doing us any favors here. I think I will keep, though. I don't think this quite makes it to a mulligan. Marsh Flats. Okay. This doesn't get basic island. Oh, it does get basic plains. And a Guide of Souls. Okay. This is not where we want to be a fair deck. This is where we want to be Doomsday ASAP. Flow state. Let's get rid of that one. Like, especially if they're on the Thalia build, and they can resolve Thalia now, we've just lost, I think. But assuming they don't, okay, Wasteland, sure. We can't really afford them to have too many turns of just developing here. Like, I think by turn 4 or 5 at the latest, they will be able to kill us. Or put the game to a point where we have to win the same turn with Doomsday. Okay. I'd love a Ponder here. Obviously, ideally, I would take Doomsday, but that's neither. Okay. I'll pass. I guess theoretically, like, Murktide coming down as a 7/7 or something at some point might do something, but I'm not counting on it. Yeah, now they have the ugly white weenie combo here. Getting so many triggers. So they probably just pump here, so I take, what, 4? I take 4, and then next turn, they're going to get 2 energy at the end of this turn. And then if they have another thing next turn. Okay. Here comes some triggers. Gain some life. Okay. I'm going to surveil. Ideally, Doomsday, otherwise like an instant would be good to turn on flow state. Ponder. I think I have to take Ponder. Yeah, these are no good. Bilbo is not for this matchup at all. Second Ponder I don't hate. So please, show me Doomsday plus a Cycler or a Brainstorm here. Or anything that draws a card, basically. I guess I don't even need that, because if they don't Wasteland me, I have Doomsday plus Flow State. Ugh. Okay, shuffle these. Force of Will. Okay. I think I'm going to force anything they put on the stack here, because it's going to turn on Flow State for next turn. Plus, I'm also, like, that might buy me an extra turn. It might also not buy me. Oh, they get to keep these. I forgot. Okay, so they aren't doing anything. They aren't playing more creatures here. That's interesting. So I take 6. So I basically have to win now. Okay. Okay, deck has to be kind to us here. Oh, and it is. Sweet mercy. Okay. And I even get to make this flow state for 2 cards, because I'm going to sack the LED and put Force of Will in my graveyard. Okay. Just like that, we get to steal things here, I think. Well, we'll see. I don't know. Maybe they're playing something techy here. Like Mana Tithe. That would suck. Okay, so I'm going to play LED, and then I'm going to tap out for flow state and sack the LED, so I get to put 2 cards in my hand. So I'll have 3 blue mana, so I'll probably put like Consider in my hand and a Daze. And then I will consider, that's 2 mana floating. Consider away, let's just say a Brainstorm, and draw Edge of Autumn, and then Edge into Thassa. So let's just see here. I resolve flow state. I have a look at Daze, Edge, or rather Daze, Daze, Edge, Thassa. I put Thassa on the bottom, keep Daze and Edge. I edge into Consider away the Brainstorm. Yeah. Okay. Sweet. Let's hope they can't muck up my graveyard here. So, Brainstorm needs to be the bottom card with Consider on top. And then these 3 are the top 3 cards. Okay, let's play out the Lion's Eye Diamond. Let's cast this flow state while maintaining priority. We sack the LED for blue. So we keep Daze and Edge. I'm not really sure what this Daze is doing, but you know. So we cycle Edge, drawing the Consider. And we consider away the Brainstorm. I guess if they're playing Mana Tithe, we get them with the Daze. Alright, cool. Wow. Talk about daylight robbery here. Okay, I don't have a lot here. I have a lot of stuff in my main deck that isn't very good. Like these 6 legends are typically not very good. I haven't really played with Bilbo before, but just from a theoretical standpoint, I think like Force of Negation to get Deafening Silence, and then maybe like Brazen Borrower to bounce something can come in. Do we want some kind of more removal? I typically don't really advise it versus this type of deck. Maybe Bowmasters is better because it can theoretically like kill 2 things. So that's 4 cards. What are we boarding out here? I think we're boarding out 2 copies of Bilbo and 2 copies of Tamio. Is that it? I don't know. I don't know, man. This isn't ideal. Let's resend it. The good thing about this matchup is that they typically can not really beat Doomsday if it resolves early on. Okay, This is a pretty obvious mulligan. They mulled a 6. They're probably looking for Deafening Silence. Okay, I'll keep this. And probably get rid of one of the Murktides. And let's hope. This hand actually doesn't mind turn 1 Deafening Silence so much. I would almost prefer Deafening Silence here to a turn 1 Ocelot Pride or the friend. The yeah, okay, sweet. Well, sweet is maybe pushing it, but you know. I think I brainstorm here because I want to be able to daze on their turn or force, I guess. Okay. The Wasteland is also kind of interesting. I think get rid of Force of Negation and put Wasteland on top. Then we can force pitch probably Daze if we want to be able to get cooking here next turn. Lasso Tep Quarry. Oh, this is the desert thing. Okay, Hexing Sculpture, yeah. Okay. So I am gonna pass here, and if they offer up their Hexing Sculpture before before playing anything, that would be great. If they cast something here that I feel like I have to counter, then I have the option to bounce the Hexing Sculpture and then like force it. But then the Sculpture is going to be back. Amp Raptor. Yeah, okay. I mean, it's not great. Let's see what they hit. Goblin Bombardment. So that can't be countered. Deal 1 damage to any target. Well, I guess I can't do the bounce plus force anyways because of Deafening Silence. Yep, this is just gonna have to they do attack. So I am gonna kill that thing. Which means they can use it to kill my Bowmasters. Do I get Swamp to have my basic set up, or do I get Underground Sea to try and be able to like make Murktide? I think I get the Underground Sea. So I could shoot this Raptor, but then the Raptor just shoots the Bowmasters, and then I don't get to block here. So I am gonna kill this, which I think I can, but maybe I'm missing something here. I'm gonna pay the 2 life for the ward. I will pay 2 life. And then I basically have to like block 2 times here. Because if I only block with the army, they can just shoot the army with the Amp Raptor. I think my best draw here is on they had a Wasteland. Yeah, they were sitting on that. My best draw is ironically probably like Tamio now. I think I will Wasteland. Which one do I Wasteland? I think I Wasteland the Plateau. So that means they have to like cycle creatures. That Goblin Bombardment is pretty scary. And right now my Murktide would only be like a 4/4. Doomsday, okay. I think that's probably a bit too late, but you never know. Surveil. I think I keep Brainstorm. Is that correct? No, I think I get rid of the Brainstorm to then be able to ensure that I can cast Murktide next turn. Unless, of course, I get another Wasteland thrown at me. I think my best draw might be a Wasteland if they don't make another land drop here. Oh, okay, but they do. Okay, Caracas. Guide of Souls. I think I do force that. That also makes my Murktide a little bit bigger. I really hope they don't have Pyroblast for this Murktide. Dark Ritual, the least usable card in my deck currently. Actually, that's not true. I do have the Bounce spell in hand. Okay, here's a 6/6 Murktide, and we pass. I hope they're cold creatures here post board, I mean. Okay. Their mana is not a problem. And they're just passing. Alright, cool. Wasteland. I think... I mean, I don't know. Do I even want to be Doomsdaying here when they have a face-up Goblin Bombardment? think maybe I don't. Maybe I just want to cast this Brazen Borrower on their next turn. Let's attack. I never read these cards that I don't know that well enough. Exile target creature card with mana value X from your graveyard. Create a token. So they can pay 2 mana and then X. So that like for this Guide of Souls, for instance. So right now, like if they have another land, then they get to make a 4/4 Guide of Souls, which is not ideal. So I could wasteland them now to like keep that from happening. Or I can flash in the Brazen Borrower and then wasteland them on the next turn. I think I'm gonna sort of try that. See if that works. What's this? Just the surveil. Yeah. All right, they decided to put a card on top of their deck. It took a while thinking about it, so not sure what that means. Okay, something's happening. Voice of Victory. Okay, I think this means I'm supposed to play out this Brazen Borrower. But this is really deadly with the Goblin Bombardment. So next turn they can attack for 5 and then sack 4 creatures, so they can deal me 9. So they are, I think, going to try and race me here. Oh man, what I wouldn't give for like my second Orcish Bowmasters here, or like a removal spell. That was like probably the worst thing I could have drawn. Okay. Do these creatures get flying? No. So I can never block anything with a Brazen Borrower. So I could attack here with the Brazen Borrower. That takes them to 9. And then I have the Murktide to block one of their things. Maybe that's not the worst. Then I have lethal on the swing back. Let's see here. Let me just walk myself through this. I am 10 life. Next turn, they attack for 2 with the Amp Raptor. This attacks for 1, but then makes 2 1/1s. So this is attacking for 3 effectively. So that's 2 plus 3, that's 5. And if I don't have a blocker, I'm taking 5, I go to 5. And then these 2 1/1s they can be sacrificed along with the rest of these creatures. So that's 4. So that means if they have any creature they're playing next turn, I am dead if I don't leave back a blocker. Okay, so I think I'm going to attack with my Brazen Borrower. They go to 9 here, and then I think I'm going to kill this land here, because this can make a creature next turn if they have another land. I don't know if there's any marginal gain by killing something else. I am just going to take this. And we pass. Alright, big turn here. Ocelot Pride. Okay. This makes it 2 more things they can sacrifice. But I think that is a wash if I block the Amp Raptor. I guess they can kill the Murktide. That's the thing they could do. But that's going to cost them. And I think I have to block the Amp Raptor here now. If they attack, maybe that was just true anyways, but if they attack with the 5 attackers and I block the voice, I'm taking 4, and then they have 5 creatures, but they'll get another one at the end of the turn. So let's see here, they will have, oh no, hang on. If you gain life this turn, this only gains them life. This only works if they gain life. So, all right, they're going to get the two friends here. If I block the Amp Raptor, my Murktide takes 2. Then they shoot it with these 2. That's 2 more. Then they basically have to clear the board. Just trying to work out if there's a way. So if I block the Voice of Victory, my Murktide has taken 1. They can't kill it with what they have right now. Or can they? No, they can. They can. No, they can't, because then this will be dead as well. So they can sack 4 things. My Murktide has taken 5 total. If they point everything at me in that scenario, I take 2 from the Amp Raptor, plus 2 more here. That's 4. I'll be at 6, and then they can deal me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then if they have another creature, they play post combat here. Then I'm dead. I think I'm gonna block the. Oh, this is so tough. What happens if I block the Amp Raptor? They wipe their own board to kill my Murktide. Then I no I don't like that. I'm gonna bank on them not having played me here. I'm gonna block the voice. Man, this is tense. Okay, that makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Now I just lose. Is that it? I think so. Now I take 2 more. I go to 4. I basically have to, I guess, kill the Amp Raptor. Yeah, that was dumb. Um, Marsh Flats. That doesn't really do it. So if I sit back and block, they attack. I block the Amp Raptor. They shoot me to 3. I take 1. They shoot me down. That means I go to 2, and then they make a friend at the end of that turn. Yeah, I'm dead. Oh man. I guess I could. No, I'd be dead no matter what. Okay, they felt like showing me their hand. All right. I don't think I make any changes here. I still just want to be an early Doomsday gamer here. But that was close though. Or it felt close. Maybe it wasn't even that close because of, you know, the Goblin Bombardment just taking out my 3/1. I for some reason was just sort of not thinking about that. Okay, I'll keep this and hope to dodge Wastelands and then, you know, win with Doomsday. Let's Undercity Sewers. Dark Ritual would be great. I'll take another land. I think if they Deafening Silence here, I might just let that go. Although I'm not sure what else I'm pointing Force of Negation towards. Maybe the Goblin Bombardment. Ocelot Pride. Yeah, I think I let this go. All right, now we get to Brainstorm here, which is nice. I don't think we want Wasteland. And I think getting rid of, maybe it's the Murktide? Yeah, I think so. So let's pass. No Wasteland here. That's nice. Hexing Squelcher would be annoying. Voice of Victory. Alright, you know what? I am going to fetch here. If I find my Petal or one of my 4 Dark Rituals, I might just let this go. Because that means I can win next turn, like, without passing. Swamp. Okay, we don't want that. Yeah, I guess so. I guess I Force of Will pitching the Brazen Borrower, and then I keep Force of Negation as a way of answering, like Goblin Bombardment next turn, on hopefully the only turn they get after I play Doomsday. I'm at 17 here. They'll have 2 1/1s, so Doomsday will take me to 8. Tameo, okay. So things that get us here, like, probably is like Disruptor Flute, maybe Pyroblast if we're not able to, like, figure out a way past that. Like, suddenly them having Deafening Silence now, I may have to be careful with that prospect. So even with a Goblin Bombardment, which I wouldn't want to let them have, they can't really deal me more than 4 damage next turn. 5 if they also have another 1-drop. So that should be okay. I'm going to be at 8. I Street Wraith down to 6. I think I might keep the Tameo here and play her out to have Devotion. Do I play around a Pyroblast? Am I able to play around a Pyroblast? Okay, let's say we go consider away Cavern of Souls. If they don't wasteland us, we can consider away Cavern of Souls. If they do wasteland us, maybe we want to go like Tamiyo cast Force plus Tamiyo to make sure we don't die. I think I'm okay with this. Okay, so Cavern on the bottom with Thassa on. No, hang on. That's not what I wanted to do. Thassa on the bottom with the 2 cyclers on top, and then consider and Cavern. Okay, we pass. This matchup certainly felt a lot better with the Fantasticar build. Amp Raptor, okay. Can this take lands? No, non-land card, okay. Well, let's see. Like Thalia would be annoying. Another voice. Okay. I can't stop this, and now I can't do anything. Alright, they've still not made their land drop. There is a land, and they're passing. I don't know that I can play around this Pyroblast that might be in their hand. Because I can't very well pass the turn again. So if I go consider, oh yeah, hang on, no, I can, right? So if I go consider, what happens then if they, oh, if they Pyroblast the consider, then I have to brainstorm? No, I tell you what, if they Pyroblast consider, then I go Tamiyo brainstorm. And plus the Tamiyo. Or is that just what I'm supposed to do anyways? But if they top deck or get to Goblin Bombardment, I'm cooked. Oh, this is so hard. I think I draw this. Yeah. And then I probably no, but then I've lost to this sucks. Yeah, all right. I think I lose to a Pyroblast no matter what if they know where to put it. Like if they go Pyroblast Tamiyo, then I'm just dead to combat. But that might be a harder call for them to make. Like if I had put Cavern of Souls in the graveyard and then cycle cast Thassa, then Pyroblast obviously is very easy. And I am gonna go for the brainstorm play here. Cast brainstorm, please don't Pyroblast this. But if they Pyroblast it, they would have had the Pyroblast anyways. I guess Plow now is also on, but Plow would have been on anyways. They had the Pyroblast. GG's opponent. Oh, losing this matchup sucks. I hate it because if you're on Turbo Doomsday, and especially obviously on the Fantasticar meta, but I think if you're just on a more dedicated Doomsday deck and you don't have bad cards for this matchup, like all your creatures and Tamiyo and shit, then it's like very, very good. At least that's my experience. But yeah, all right, GG's opponent. All right, we're on the draw here. I will keep this hand. Polluted Delta Mirror, huh? I think I will just cast Ponder while the pondering is good. Let's get a basic island here. Cast Ponder. Force of Will, Doomsday Wasteland. These are good cards. I think I'm going to draw the Force. Maybe I was supposed to draw the Wasteland next and not the Doomsday. Yeah, I think I was. I don't think I want this Doomsday. I think this hand wants to just play tempo. I would much rather have drawn the Brainstorm or the Wasteland. Okay, Shuko. You got it. I think this means I'm supposed to go for Bowmasters. All right, let's just pass. If they send it here, if they have the Illusionist, we have sort of 3 layers of interaction. We have Bowmasters and Force and Daze. The unfortunate news is they're also a Daze deck, most likely, so I would have loved to have be guaranteed a third land drop next turn. But maybe if I'm going to be dazing myself, then it doesn't matter that much. Okay, here comes a fetch. Tundra. Oh man, if I had that wasteland, I hate my choice so much. If Orm's Chant, guess I will daze that Worm's Chant. Because Worm's Chant is just here to win the game right now and put like Cephalid Illusionist into play. Okay, go figure. And here, oh, Narcomoeba, okay. I think I will just kill the Narcomoeba with my Bowmasters. Giving up on this means I don't have it for the next turn for like when they try to put in Illusionist. I still think this is fine. Petal, that's nice. Petal means I get to Bilbo and keep up for rather Brainstorm. Does lose if they have something like I don't know, like a Spell Pierce. Illusionist, okay. Force of Will. Okay. Nomads, sure. Equip that. Wasteland, that's not too bad. Think I don't know. Maybe I attack with everything. They probably trade off with Bilbo, but then I still get to ponder, and so I can ponder, and if that finds Dark Ritual, I just have the win here. So let's try that. I don't mind trading Bowmasters when I have Bilbo going, I think. Okay, let's cast the ponder. Pay blue for guess I'll take Force of Will. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Yeah, they don't want Bilbo around here. I think I wasteland their Underground Sea. They don't have a lot of black spells, but they probably have like Cabal Therapy. There is a Meticulous Archive. Narcomoeba, okay. Well, it's kind of annoying. And they also milled into the graveyard. Okay, I'm gonna brainstorm now. Hang. No, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, I'm such an idiot. I had to win. I mean, what the hell? What am I even doing here? Okay. Guess compound the mistake or not. I think I will compound the mistake here and get rid of Doomsday. At least for the time being. Yeah, I am just going to compound the mistake here. I could have then tried to win next turn by drawing the Doomsday, but why do that when you can flip Tamio? And not have Force up anymore. Yay. Yeah, I just deserve to lose so absolutely hard, and I'm not even fucking triggering Tamio because that's not how this card works because I already drew 3 cards. Okay, I apologize to the Magic community at large here for the plays you've just witnessed. So please draw a Cephalid Illusionist and end my life here. Your own Tamio, okay. Sure, you have a 1/3. All right, let's get our Tamio going here. I think I'm gonna leave like Pitchcast Dark Ritual, Pitchcast Force of Will with Dark Ritual, but and that way I can also still surveil. Now they have to decide if they want to start like cracking their clues with their Tamio. Okay, they leave back Narcomoeba and the re-equip, sure. Okay, now I do surveil and then crack clue. And the surveil shows us brainstorm. I'll take it. Oh, shoot. I forgot to crack my clue. Wow. I don't know. It's getting late here. Let's see if we can maybe win anyways. At least the clue doesn't disappear. I'll attack with the army. Get another clue. Block my Tamio. Okay. I will try and flip Tamio now. Okay. That was good. Get rid of Dark Ritual. and probably Thassa. Tameo flips. Tameo gets a plus. I think I Thoughtseize the mirror. If it's a land, that kind of sucks, but let's hope it's not. It is a land. All right. I think I just pass here with force guaranteed, and then we'll see about what's going to happen next turn. Maybe I'll manage to remember cracking a clue here. They put 1 on Tameo. They're not attacking with their Tameo. Why is that? Probably because they drew a Brainstorm. I don't know. Shuko. Oh, another Shuko. Okay. This should go on to the... Yeah, whatever. They can put... If they put both Shukos on their Narcomoeba, they can put 2 on Tameo each turn. Alright, I'm going to crack a clue here. And we knew that was there. Now we're going to draw the Dark Ritual that no one wanted. I'm going to cast a Flow State here. Murktide, Regen, and Force of Will. Hell yes. Okay. Let's cast this Murktide. Brainstorm, Brainstorm. I'll get rid of the last days. And then I will minus on the Flow State. Come on, Dabs. Yeah, let's get back Flow State. That gives us double force. It also grows the Murktide, incidentally. And I'll pass. Now they draw a card. Let's kill the Narcomoeba. Ponder, sure. They don't shuffle. Okay. So that flips their Tameo. Tameo goes plus, but I mean, there's an Illusionist. Force of Will, pitch. Thassa's Oracle. Alright, that was grindy and it like way more than it needed to be. I think I will board out of Doomsday completely though, because I think this deck can play pretty well again as just Dimir tempo against what they're doing. Question is if I have enough stuff to take out. So we need to cut basically 5 more cards here. Dark Ritual is good with Barrowgoyf, but maybe not that good with other stuff. Force of Negation I think can come out. It doesn't like, yeah, it can clip like a Norm's Chant or something, but it's not that great at fighting their creatures. I'm not sure how good Wasteland is if they're on an Urza Saga build. Maybe I'll cut like a Dark Ritual and a Barrowgoyf and a Daze on the draw. Okay, let's try this. Like Dark Ritual out Barrowgoyf early on, or like Dark Ritual out something else. It can be pretty good, but I'm not crazy about it. I think I will keep this hand. It doesn't have any way to protect itself if they just go turn 1 Nomads, turn 2 Cephalid. But if that's not the case, then I like this hand plenty. Alright, well, that was one half of it. Maybe I just Wasteland here. I know that's kind of greedy, but that they can't win next turn then. And if their hand is like vulnerable to this, like if they don't have another land drop, if they were planning on like casting Ponder or something, then it's obviously a major win. Okay, they had Urza's Saga, but that doesn't cast any of their spells really. I think I'm gonna cast the Tameo here. I'm not sure, like it might be a punt like hell here if they have the Cephalid, but I think they didn't have a second blue land, or but they have it now. I don't think they had the island last turn. Then I don't think you play out this Saga. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's too late. My head is too tired. I'm not gonna watch them combo off here to see it's like to glean an advantage here. But I will just resubmit. I'm happy with how my deck is set up against them. All right, let's have a good one here. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get away from this hand. It's a little bit clunky though, but I'm just going to cast a turn 1 Tameo. And we pass. And who knows if the brainstorm that was in my hand would have drawn me some way to interact with them, but I did kind of block myself out of that option by playing the way I did, by like resolving Tameo rather than just going land go and waiting a turn with Tameo. So, oh, do they have a plow here? Looks like it. Sure. Guess I will play the second Tameo. They can't combo me next turn with nothing in play and only access to 2 mana at most. Well, now we're under the threat of the next turn kill. They might have it. Their own Tameo, sure. Dothy. Dothy seems like it plays here. Let's attack. They block here. Stop ninjutsu stuff from happening. Kaito costs 1 more, but there are ninjutsu things that cost less. Let's see if they have this covered with like Daze or Force of Will. Okay, that's in. It's still just a plow away, like land plow illusionist, and we're dead. But and there's the land. And there's Loki. Okay, so they can start drawing a bunch of cards now. Yep, I draw a card. I need my Bowmasters. Second Nomad. Ponder. Let's cast Ponder. And they want to draw another card. I don't think I can beat this. Like them drawing 3 cards every time I draw 1 card is that's too tough. Long Goodbye. I mean, I think I have to shuffle these. Taking the Long Goodbye and killing the Loki next turn is great and all, but I need a land. I think I should have been more specific. This can flip the Tameo, but I mean, they have, well, they can put 1 damage on Tameo, I guess. I will flip her. Tameo flips. And let's plus her and pass. We get some Tameo triggers. They deal 1 to Tameo. And get a clue. And we get the turn. Third Barrowgoyf, huh? I think I will play the Barrowgoyf here. Them getting to tutor up Shuko is going to mean they can put 2 on Tameo each turn, which for the time being doesn't mean, like, she will be at 3 again once it's my next turn, so we can't just yo-yo her. Okay, they found Force of Will. Pitching Force of Negation. I think it's just still, it's like a race here. They need to find another plow. Oh yeah, hang on. I forgot about these guys. They're huge because of the clue tokens. Okay. So that changes things quite a bit. Yeah, this kills Tameo, puts a couple of damage on me. Or 1 damage on me, I guess. Okay. Another land is good. So I could cast the Barrowgoyf now, and then they have a Force of Will in the Void, if I need to. They're kind of choking on mana. I wonder if I'm better off, like, resolving second Tameo or wasting them. I think maybe it's like wasting them. I think if they had Plow, they would have used it before letting me untap. They have another Force. Wow. What do I do here? So next turn, I'm taking like 1,000,000 damage. I'm taking like 11, 12, 15, 16. So I'm actually just dead if I don't force back here. But then if they have the Cephalid Illusionist, I'm also just dead. All right, Force of Will. I will cast this. Brainstorm, okay. This flips their Tameo. I resolve Barrowgoyf. I guess I waste them here. And my defenses are just down here. plus their Tameo. Yeah, Loki was just like brutal here. I think they just send the big guys. So if I take this, I go to 5. Then I attack, I gain 3, I go to 8. And then I can like gain 3 or 4 more, go to 12, take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I think no, no, no. I am gonna block here. Guess I could also make Murktide here, but it's gonna be really small. Cabal Therapy. Okay, so they get to take something from me here, and if they hit, they get a double hit, which is kind of rough. I probably lose this Baragorf no matter what, though. Wow, and they just ice cold named the third Baragorf. Well played, opponent. And what did they take here? Probably the Murktide? Yeah, things are not looking good here for our hero. They let me get to my draw step. If I'd drawn the Bowmasters here, that would be kind of nice because they could have activated. I think I'll take Brainstorm and I'll play Tameo and pass. I like that Cabal Therapy because me chumping, I think maybe tells a story that I had another Baragorf. Yeah, I'm choking here on all the card advantage they've got, so I think they have it here. Plow, yeah. They have 5 cards in the end. Yeah, kind of tough. Brainstorm. I think Bowmasters is what I have to aspire to. Oh, but they just have another Force of Negation. Okay, alright. GG's opponent. Alright. 2 and 2, let's go for the final round. Alright, on the play for the final round. And a no-lander. Let's mulligan this. Yep, this is better. I think I'll bottom a Brainstorm, and then I will fetch Basic Island and cast Ponder, looking for more lands. It's much more palatable to fetch Basic Island when you have Dark Ritual in your hand. Alright. How about a Dark Ritual and a Doomsday? Oh, okay. I think I take these. And let's pass. Is this another energy deck? Holy cannoli. And here I am with a Murktide Regent coming. That is not good. Alright, let's brainstorm. We know there's a Thassa's Oracle we don't want, but maybe we can spike something. Nope, absolutely not. Let's get rid of LED and Dark Writ. And then I think I Thoughtseize them here, and then just hope and pray that I can somehow win with a Murktide Regent, resolving that next turn. Don't show me Wasteland. Actually, there's a lot of things I don't want to see here. Okay, double Swords to Plowshares. No second land though. Guess I get rid of a plow. This is terrible. I I don't know that I can go back to playing a deck like a Doomsday deck that is so weak to, or so much less impressive versus a deck like this energy deck. I just want to punish them with a fast combo, and obviously the deck is going to be slowing down without Fantastic Art. But I would much rather be on the more focused Doomsday deck with like 4 cyclers, 3 petals, or 4 petals, or whatever. Okay. Let's guess I might as well give me a chance to hit another instant or sorcery here by surveilling. Bilbo, huh? Don't know that Bilbo is going to help us here. No, let's get rid of Bilbo. They're a Caracas deck, and they have the ground gummed up pretty well, plus we're going to be emptying our graveyard anyways. Okay, so we're making a 6/6. Maybe they can just like keep not drawing any lands. Oh no, okay, but there's a Caracas, so plow, force that. I'm going to pitch the Thassa's Oracle because I think the plan's going to be to try and win with Dooms. Oh, with the Murktide here, but this feels not very good. Ocelot Pride. Yeah, now they're just going to gain a bunch of life. Oy, oy, oy. No good attacks here, at least. But nah, I can never win. Is that basically it? And I pitched my Thassa. Yeah, I'm going to concede. Yep, that was pretty terrible. And I don't have a lot of good things to board in here, like we saw in the other round versus energy. Board in the Force of Negations. Board out the Bilbos. And like maybe a Tameo. Tameo is like if they don't find their Karakas and you can flip Tameo early, she can be like very impactful because if they get the wrong sort of half of their deck going, they are just sitting on like a bunch of 1/1s. But like basically if they have like Ocelot Pride and Voice of Victory, but they don't find Guide of Souls or Amp Raptor or whatever, but I don't think it's very reliable. Guess I'm supposed to keep this. They mulling the 6. I think Tameo is a pitch card for Force of Will, and I just go Ponder looking for Dark Ritual. Force of Negation. I want the Underground Sea, but I don't want the rest of these cards. I'm going to shuffle Daze. Could be worse. I will Daze, like, their 1-drop here, if I can. Oh, no 1-drop. Okay, interesting. Thoughtseize. Guess I Thoughtseize, yeah. Amp Raptor, Plow. Voice of Victory. Think I take the Amp Raptor and then I Daze their voice and leave them with the Plow. And this Wasteland is not going to do anything because they have like two more things. Marsh Flats, Scrubland, and the voice, I'm guessing. Yeah. I'll Daze that. And we pass. Another Daze. Yay. So I could Tameo here and then Force of Will their Plow. Is that even... I mean, the Daze is not going to do a lot moving forward here. So I think maybe I am just supposed to do that. They're sitting on more lands over there or whatever. Arid Mesa. Plow. I'm going to Force. And hope they don't wreck me here with like one of the two cards they've drawn that I don't know about. Something is happening. Another voice. Okay. Oof. That might be good, but like again, this like the bipolar nature of this deck. I'm not feeling it. All right, I think I will play Wasteland and site or like Crack the Clue. And like if we hit Ponder, we can flip Tameo. Oh, Brainstorm even better. Or maybe not even better, but it's certainly a thing that's about to happen. I think we get rid of Edge of Autumn and then hide the Murktide. Tameo flips and goes upstairs, and we pass. They have Wasteland and 2 unknowns. I might just well just yield here because voice means I can't do anything anyways. And they play Hexing Squelcher. Sure. Oh yeah, that's how that works. The voice, the creatures come in later. Okay. All right. Guess I'll make a big Murktide. I'll just make it as big as I can. And plus the Tameo and pass the turn. Thoughtseize. Not even sure what you take here. Probably Doomsday. Nope, they take the Ponder. Okay. Interesting. No attacks, huh? No attacks, huh? Think I minus here and get my Ponder and grow my Murktide. And then I'll cast Ponder, another Tameo. Or I could just Doomsday. So if I Doomsday, I have to fetch. I'll be at 15. I'll go to 7. They can attack me for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if they top deck Goblin Bombardment, I'm dead. I think I actually play the Tameo here and then draw a land next turn. Because this is also just a 2-turn clock. They have to find an answer for this now. So I am like, I would be passing with Doomsday anyways. So that is that extra turn they're getting no matter what. Get a Surveil land. Well, they're thinking about it, so okay, no. It would have been Goblin Bombardment, or I guess it doesn't make sense because they fetched, but they could have gotten it there. Alright, sweet. Murktide takes it. Do I want some more creature removal? Maybe. I'll be on the draw here. Daze is less good. Second Bowmasters can come in. Fatal Push seems kind of nice. I'll get rid of what? Thoughtseize probably. Yeah, let's try this. I can't keep this. 5 lands. Damn. Nope. Have to mulligan. Guess I'll keep this. Get rid of Cavern and Wasteland. And we pass. Guide of Souls. Alright. Let's kill the Guide of Souls. But then I do worry that I won't be able to daze because I have to do it off of Swamp. So maybe I'm supposed to do it off of Underground Sea. No, I'm gonna take a turn off here. That Orcish Bowmasters means I can remove something that comes into play next turn. Obviously, it depends on what it is, but... Oh, they're just passing. That's lucky for me. Alright, pass the turn, I guess. Elegant Parlor, sure. Static Prison. Yeah, that's a good answer to Murktide. Oh. No, okay, yeah, sweet. I almost clicked through here, but I want to Surveil now that I have Basic Island covered with another card in my hand. I would take a Doomsday. Yes, okay, sweet. This could get tricky, though. Is this Disruptor Flute? Yeah, I was just about to say. Okay, sure. I mean, we're 1 mana short of casting Doomsday anyways with this Dark Ritual, so yeah, we'll have to find that. Ooh, Wasteland. I could daze here to save my land. I think maybe I'm supposed to do that. So I'll cast this Bowmasters and maintain priority. And then I'll daze it, picking up the sewers. And then I'll pay, because I want my Bowmasters to resolve. But I'm not loving that I have to spend this Bowmasters basically not killing anything. Because they aren't drawing cards. Goblin Bombardment, sure. No creature follow-up, though. Force of Will. It's kind of a stinker. Second Doomsday. Let's get rid of that one. And we attack. They had another Wasteland. Rough. Okay. And they're passing. I get a Wasteland. I can't Force of Will anyways, but I think I'm supposed to save my mana here. I guess maybe wasting them off of red or black is something I should be considering here. What's their better color? I think I will actually take them off of red. It means they can top deck a Thoughtseize, but I'm less worried about that. I'm kind of worried about like Amp Raptor. I guess Pyroblast for... Okay. We got lucky there. Get rid of plow. Okay. Cantrip would be nice. Lotus petal, I'll take it. I mean, that means I can dark ritual force of will here. That is, I don't know. It's a 7-turn clock right now. I don't think we're gonna get there with little bowmasters here. One more mana and I can Doomsday. But I am kind of worried that they'll have something other, like another Disruptor Flute in their hand. Voice of Victory. Oh, gosh. I think I have to let this go and then hope to win with Doomsday. Another land. Land. Ponder. Okay. Another Bowmasters. Is that good enough? Probably isn't, right? Because I would have to use it right now. And the voice is just such a wall. Yeah, I'll shuffle. Wasteland, okay. I'll pass. But now they just have, because of the bombardment and the way voice works, it's really bad for me. I think basically I'm supposed to chump block the 2/1/1s because that saves me basically 2 points of damage. Like if I take this, I take 2 and then I take 2 more, so it's actually 4. But here they can choose to either clear my board or deal me 4 or 2 rather. Okay, please pass. Okay, they are passing, but they have 2 cards in hand. They've had those for some time now. Okay, Dark Ritual and Doomsday. So we draw. Okay, I'll be at 8. They can deal me 3 plus 3 more, so that's 6. Could be 7 if they have another creature. So maybe I'm just supposed to try and win like they don't have anything else. Because I don't think the way this list is built that I'm able to get both to know cards in the deck and have Cavern of Souls and Thassa next turn. So if they have a Pyroblast, they probably just have me here. Let's see. Draw Edge of Autumn, Edge into Brainstorm. Brainstorm into Thassa, Cavern of Souls, and Lotus Petal. And then I lose to Pyroblast, I lose to Disruptor Flute, I lose to Wasteland. That's a lot of things I lose to. Could I somehow get enough blockers going? I don't think so. No. I could try and kill the thing, the voice. But if they just have another threat next turn, then I mean that's something I don't get to do. Yeah, I don't think so. Does LED play a part here? I mean, I'm not beating a Pyroblast anyways, so who even really cares about Cavern of Souls? I'm also not beating a Wasteland. Yeah, screw it. They've been sitting on 2 cards this whole time. I'm pretty sure they have something here that I'm not going to be able to beat, but let's try this. So we cycle Edge into Brainstorm and then Brainstorm into the remaining 3 cards. It's like Petal, Cavern, Thassa, Brainstorm, Edge, and pass. Okay, so I think they just have lethal on me then. Najani. They can flip Najani and then they can shoot me for a bunch. Yeah. This is plenty. I could have forced. No, I couldn't have forced because they have voice. But even if I could have forced, that means I'm not winning next turn anyways. Alright, I'm at 5. They have 5 creatures, so I'm assuming my opponent knows how the game works. And they even have like way more here because I'm about to take. Wow, they're creating a cat token instead of just killing me. But the cat also kills me because then they. Oh no, that is how that works. Then they deal me 4. Yeah, GG's opponent. All right. A 2-3 record with Bilbo in Tempo Doomsday. I don't. I don't know. I don't want to be too reactionary here. Losing twice to energy feels like something a Doomsday deck is should not strive to do. I mean, sorry, that's being a little bit what's the word? Maybe provocative. That's not my intention, but I I really didn't like this. I have to say. I think first of all, the tempo version of Doomsday can be built better. I think the creature is sweet and like having only 2 days, like 2 flow state. Yeah, I don't know. I would probably want to build this a little bit differently, and I think the slots in this deck are super duper tight, and I don't think that Bilbo necessarily makes the cut, if I'm being honest. But I just also I really like. Oh man, this is such a deflating way to play Doomsday when you've just been on the rush of the Fantasticar. I think what I am gonna do next is like I mentioned earlier, is play the sort of quote unquote turbo version of Doomsday with flow state, 4x flow state. I was playing Grixis prior to Fantasticar being printed with Hexing Sculpture. I might go back to that depending on, yeah, like how big of an impact Bilbo has on the format and how blue everything is or remains to be. But I don't think I obviously we shouldn't rule anything out after one league, right? Bilbo might, be a fine card or a great card in some version of Doomsday, but I'm not immediately optimistic. I wouldn't say. But anyways, thanks so much for sticking through this. I really appreciate it that you guys are watching these videos. Please, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing, doing all the YouTube stuff. It really helps content creators like myself. And I think with that, I'm going to say thanks so much for watching. I'll be back with some more Legacy. Bye bye. If you want to support the channel, you can do so by joining the Patreon. Here you can gain access to continuously updated documents like a sideboard guide, a primer on Legacy Doomsday, and gain access to the Neville Shoot Discord server. So come join the community at patreon.com/NevilleShootMTG.